Hello everyone, I'm the Shades, and welcome again to Shades of Soapbox. So I know it's been a while since I've done anything here, but with me being busy with my voice acting work, I've not had as much time to do in video work aside from the occasional cameo here and there. No joke, in just a little over a year and a half, I voiced close to 1,500 dub videos for Lab 316, so I've been rather busy. By the way, thanks to the mountain of new subscribers that have joined from that. I went from taking 13 plus years to reach 1,000 subs to adding another near 2,000 in the last year or so. Kind of a pleasant surprise, to be honest. But I don't want to ignore my love of VTubers. And with recent events regarding Vshojo, I feel I need to comment on what they've been doing lately. See, it's become apparent that Vshojo has now earned itself a reputation as a sanctuary for formerly graduated VTubers from other agencies. As you might recall from my previous soapbox regarding Vshojo, I had commented how they had added Keisan, the former Kiryu Koko, and Nazana, the former Aruha Rushia. But since then, they've added even more to the mix. Granted, not all the new members are former agency VTubers, with previous VTuber Guide feature Haruka Caribou and fellow indie Giga added to the mix. But 3 other additions have been easily identified as those who graduated from other agencies. The first to join them was Henya the Genius, whose cute voice, propensity to use both English and Japanese, and kettle laughing use of Dayo made it undoubtedly clear she was another past guide spotlight, Amano Pikimi.
300? Thank you so much, Dayo! Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Arigatou. Did I say Dayo? Oh shit.
So already the seed was planted that Vshojo was taking in a lot of past talent looking for new opportunities. But these two's most recent debuts really caused this mentality to grow. The first was Kuro Kurenai, the first ever male member of the crew, but his accent and tone was immediately identified as former Niji-sanji English VTuber Mr. Rias. I mean, he certainly maintains his shit cooking skills.
Cheese, pizza sauce. Okay. Cheese, pizza sauce. Wait. Opposite way around.
Though, I have to send some congrats on already nabbing himself that silver play button. Unlike some agencies, I'm sure you'll actually be able to own your own play button. Yeah, it's well documented that Hololive doesn't let its talents actually own their play buttons, which is so fucking dumb. Which leads us to our most recent debut, Matara Khan. Gotta give them credit for going with a cockroach as their motif, as bugs are not a common design choice outside of Juniper the Moth or Yuzu. But after Kuro's debut, many had already begun to suspect that Matara may also be a former Niji talent, given that there was one other Niji graduation who we hadn't heard from since. The former Yugo Asuma and Zion Lanza have since gone back to the indies, so they were less likely. And sure enough, when Matara's debut started and we heard her voice for the first time, it was unmistakable.
I look forward to all the fun we're gonna have, all the games we're gonna play. Bye, honey.
That is, without a doubt, former Niji EN third wave talent, Nina Kosaka. Nina was one of my favorite members of Niji EN, given her more mature personality and voice. So much like Keisan, seeing her in Vshojo was a real treat. And once again, if there was any doubt about it, she accidentally slipped out on a test stream and pretty much confirmed her past persona.
One touch from Fox Mom and you're infected. Oh. One touch from Roach Bug Mom.
Not only that, but since Batara and Kura, aka Nina and Mista, worked with each other for so long in Niji, it's kinda hard to change names and remember to not call them by their old name.
How are you today, mister?
Wait, what?
How are you today, mister? I swear, I actually said that. I for real said mister. Like, how are you today, mister? I swear, fuck my life.
Now, let's look at why this keeps happening. Why would all these VTubers leave their agencies and then join Vshojo? Well, part of it is the mission statement of Vshojo. One of the key aspects to the agency is that they do not have any major restrictions to the kind of content the talents want to make. Sure, this can lead to potential trouble, but that level of freedom is honestly hard to ignore. Plus, from what I gather, Vshojo doesn't take as big a cut of their income as other agencies. This is especially true for Niji-sanji, as the controversy regarding Zion Lanza's firing revealed much about how Niji works. And let's just say if you're expecting to get rich quick being an agency VTuber, you might want to rethink that idea. And it also seems management is a lot more involved, as Batara mentioned in a follow-up stream explaining how her Vshojo manager was all in on helping her with a future project, something she outright said she wasn't used to.
When I told my manager, she followed up with like, all right, how can I help? Do you need me to commission an artist? Do you need me to get this done? Do you need me to get this? No. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? How can you help? But it was awesome. I was like, whoa, you want to help me like do stuff? What is going on?
And since we're on the topic of Niji Sanji, let me sidetrack for a moment to talk about that whole mess, given its relevance to all this. With us learning a bit more about how Niji operates, it's really put that agency in a bad light as of late. It actually makes sense a lot of talents have been dropping out. This all started with the termination of Zion Lanza from their 6 EN wave X Soleil. Now, even Zion has admitted that she wasn't innocent in all this, as she had said and done some things that rubbed even some fans the wrong way. But from what we later learn, it does seem she was trying to work on things, but was also heavily restricted, and they were asking her to hold back way more than she was comfortable doing. Plus, in the process, we learn how Niji treats its talents, and it's pretty clear there are some issues there. Now, to be clear, the talent themselves are amazing, and if you still enjoy their work, far be it from me to stop you from watching them. I'm not calling for a boycott here or anything, as I think any color can still fix things if they want this to work. But if this trend continues, they're gonna need to be real careful going forward. The kind of turnover rate they currently have is not a good sign, when compared to Hololive and Vshojo, who rarely have talents leaving, and even when they do, it's often for personal reasons, not issues with the agency themselves. Of course, Kiryu Coco being the exception, but we've already discussed that before. I mean, just recently, there are 3 Indonesian livers left. Most especially damning is Mika Melatika, who herself had gotten white hot as of late, so losing her was a major blow to them. Plus, if Niji talents are making so little off their work, I can understand wanting to get out and make more on their own, or with an agency that won't screw them out of pay like that. But more than any money issues, I think it's that level of freedom that is the real draw to Vshojo. Vshojo advertises itself as a talent-first agency, and it seems to be able to back up that claim, with many of the talents seem to really enjoy the freedom offered there. Though, even Vshojo can't please everyone, as the recent departures of Nyanners, Veve, and Silverveil have shown. But it doesn't seem like they left on bad terms either, so I don't want to speculate more than what's already out there. But breathing new life into already beloved VTubers is a great way forward for Vshojo. And it's not like they're strictly doing this, still making room for indie VTubers who have the potential for greatness, so who knows who will join down the line. Though only one downside is that, given Vshojo isn't adding new talents in waves like other agencies, is that it's harder to get your foot in the door there if you're just starting out. Unlike Hololive, Niji Sanji, and other agencies who will take in anyone who has the potential talent and grow them within, Vshojo is better served to pick up already established talent and give them the freedom to expand things from there. It's a different approach, but if it works, who am I to complain? Not every agency needs to follow the same rules, or else what's the point of different agencies? So let each one run things how they feel best. Plus, with the amount of attention Vshojo draws with each debut, it's working well for them. Sure, they've dealt with controversy here and there, but with how well they seem to treat their talent, it's more the talents themselves who have caused trouble and not the agency. Now, like I said in my last soapbox, one thing we need to remember is that while we know who these talents were, we cannot use that to inform who they are now. This is Batara Khan now, not Nina Kosaka. Sure, she might make some subtle callbacks to her past, but she needs to be free to make Matara something new and different. Same goes for Kuro, Henya, and of course, Keisan and Nazuna. Don't just enjoy them for who they used to be, but see what they can become now, and appreciate the work they're putting into these new personas. Don't bring up stuff from their past lives unless they themselves choose to bring it up. Odds are good, they don't want to start trouble with all that, so best to just leave it be. For now, let's see what these new members of Vshojo have to offer, as knowing them, they are planning to make it an amazing time for anyone who decides to tune in. Anyway, that's going to do it for me here today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!